Today, I want to talk about the three biggest mistakes see people make in pre-calculus that stops them from being prepared in calculus. And mind you, I'm not a teacher. This is just what I've heard from my classmates as well as seen in my own classes, right? Now, I'd say the biggest mistake people make is not paying attention to the trig concepts, right? Now, trig tends to happen at the end of the year of pre-calculus, plus trig is also probably the hardest part of pre-calculus, at least it was for me, right? So this is when people tend to stop paying attention, right? They tend to think, this doesn't seem very applicable to my daily life, or I'm not really sure what I would do with this, so I'm just not really going to pay that much attention to it. That is a big mistake. When you come to calculus, you will be using trig all the time, right? So it is crucial that you pay attention to this. It's crucial you pay attention to some of the more important trig identities. You need to know all the Pythagorean identities, right? And you should be fairly comfortable with solving trig equations, right? You might review that a little bit and once you get to calculus, so you don't need to memorize the general solutions, but you should be comfortable with working with them. Now, the next biggest mistake I see people make is they don't really pay attention to the exponential bits, right? You'll see people, they'll come to calculus, but if you give them a problem like e to the x minus 2e to the negative x plus 1 equals 0, right? They will not know how to solve this algebraically. Maybe they'll just look at it and they'll say, okay, well, I can plug in 0, right? That's 1 minus 2 plus 1, that's 0, right? And so that works, but they don't know how to solve it algebraically, right? That's because they didn't really pay attention to that part, and they didn't really pay attention to the manipulation of equations like this. Now, the last thing, and I've been guilty of this, right? And I'm sure pretty much every single person on the planet taking math has been guilty of this, is avoiding the application in the word problems, okay? When you get to calculus, you will be doing a lot of application and word problems. At least in my class, we are, right? So what you have to really pay attention to is, okay, if I'm given this set of words, how can I interpret what they're asking me to solve for given that? And a lot of people tend to avoid them. They're pretty tough, right? But do not avoid the word problems. That is another big mistake people make. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any other mistakes you think people make when taking pre-calculus to stop them from being prepared for calculus. Have a great day.